course, we're watching the story from a number of vantage points. We're beaming visuals to you now from Diersdorp. That's just a few kilometers outside of Oudtshoorn in the Western Cape. That's where Paul Mashatile, in his capacity, by the way, as the acting president, is going to be part of that tree planting shall we call it ceremony. It's certainly part of the program, at least the first stage or first part of the official Heritage Day program. And this is happening in the lead up to his official keynote address that is going to deliver at around 11 o'clock, all things considered. I've spotted a number of government officials there as well, including Gayton McKenzie, the Sports, Arts and Culture Minister, who will be part of the team leading the program later on today. Of course, this tree planting stage of today's celebrations is part of, I suppose, of what will be marked today. In fact, it's part of the presidential 10 million trees flagship program. That's the term I was looking for. And it aims to mobilize everyone in the country to actually plant trees in an attempt, at the very least, of staving off the effects of climate change. And it really, I suppose, in some ways feeds into the theme this year, which is centered around reimagining our heritage and their institutions for a new era. And when we speak about that, sustainability comes to mind, which is why I suppose there was a weaving of these two different initiatives, if you like, the planting of these 10 million trees and the marking of South Africa's heritage. The visuals on your left-hand side is where the officials will head to next. As I mentioned, just a few kilometers out of Diersdorp, and that's where the cultural extravaganza, my term certainly, is already on show. A number of cultural performances. I know there's going to be a praise poet at some stage that will take to that stage. And as I mentioned, the Deputy President, as the acting president of the country, with President Cyril Ramaphosa in the United Nations, Paul Mashatile, will deliver that keynote address centered around how we can preserve our cultural institutions for a new era. As you can see, the SABC News team watching that story for you as it continues to unfold, and will certainly take you back there live as soon as there's any other major development.